Next we are going to see on complements. So why we use complement? This is basically to simplify the subtraction process by converting it to addition. So it is very essential for the computer arithmetic circuits, and this is efficient representation of the negative numbers. So basically in the decimal number system where we do the subtraction, so instead of doing the subtraction, what we do is basically we take the complement of a number and then we add it. So two type of complements what we have is that for any base r, there are two complements. One is r minus 1s complement, that is for binary number system we'll have 1s complement, and the second one is rs complement. So for example, for binary we have 2s complement. So basically for binary we have the 1s and 2s complement. So what is 1s complement? This is basically flip all the digits. That is, if we have 0, then it will become 1 and the 1 will become 0. That is 1s complement. 2s complement is nothing but you add 1 to the previous answer, which is 1s complement. We get the 2s complement. So finding the complements, let us take an example where the complement we have to find for 1010 in the binary number system. So the original number is 1010. We will take first find the 1s complement, then we flip all the digits, that is what we have in the original. So 0 becomes 1 and 1 becomes 0. So the answer is 0101 in the 1s complement for the binary number. Now to obtain the 2s complement, what we do is that we take this number and then we add 1 to this number. So what we get is 0110. So this number is the 2s complement of the particular number that we have in the problem. There is an alternative method of finding the 2s complement. What we do is that we scan the digits from right to left, copy the bit until the first one including it, then flip the remaining bits. For example, if we take the example 1010, which is the previous case, we get 0110. So this is what we have when we scan from right to left and then we copy this bit until the first one, and then what we have, copy 10 and flip 10. So this process remains the same, and this is easy process, but we can do it easily. So we see the subtraction using the 1s complement. So let us take the two number now, 1010 and 0110. We do the subtraction of this one using the process of 1s complement. So find the 1s complement of the number 0110. So this is the subtrahend what we need. So this subtraction will become addition if we get the 1s complement. So 1s complement again we will obtain by flipping the digit from 0 to 1 and 1 to 0. Now what we have is that we add the minand and find the 1s complement. So again, now this number is 1010. So we put the first number, and whatever we have got the 1s complement number, we put it here and do the addition, but then we get the final answer. This is the step 2, and then add end around carry to find the result. So here we have the number 0100, which is the final answer, and that we can validate with taking the individual number. That is, in the decimal we have 10 and 6. If we subtract, that we get is 4, which is equivalent to the 4 that we have got for our final answer also. So that is what the verification we have done it. So here using the 1s complement we can do the subtraction. Now what is the subtraction using 2s complement? Now we take the positive result first and then move to the negative result. So we have taken these two number and we are going to do the subtraction using the 2s complement. So find the 2s complement of the subtrahend. So we are taking this number and we are finding the 2s complement by first finding the 1s complement, flipping the 0 to 1 and 1 to 0, and then moving to the 2s complement by adding 1 to the previous answer. Then we add the minand. Now we have the number this one 10110. We are going to add this answer what we found in the 2s complement, and then we find the final answer which is by discarding all the carry and indicating the positive result. So the answer comes to be 01001, which is equivalent to 9 in the case of decimal. This validation we can do stepwise by taking the decimal for each binary numbers, which is 22 and 13. That gives to be 9. So this validate that yes, our 9 is correct, which is the subtraction using 2s complement. Now we will take the example of negative result. What happened? So we have two numbers again, and we have to do the subtraction using 2s complement. So first let us take the subtrahend, this one, and find the 2s complement. So first finding the 1s complement and then adding 1, which is the 2s complement. And now this is our minand what we have. We put it here and then take this one and add it. We get 1101. So you can observe that in the step 3 there is no carry over left, so the result is going to be negative. So find the 2s complement of the result now in this case. So 1s complement of 1100. So this final answer whatever we got it, this is not our final answer. The reason being is that we do not have a carry. So if we have the no carry, then again we have to do the 1s complement, and again the same process has to be repeated for finding the 2s complement. So the answer is going to be minus 0100. So here we are getting a negative answer for the 2s complement subtraction when there is no carry. So the answer is -4. So if we do the subtraction using 1s complement, let us try to see what we can do it. So we have two numbers and we want to do the subtraction. So take the second number, which subtrahend we have to obtain. So first we find the 1s complement of 1011. So that is equal to 0110. And then we add this number to the main number, but we have 0011, and we get this one 1001. So if you observe here, no end around carry is there, so the result is going to be negative. So take 1s complement of this particular result. So flip the numbers 0 and 1, we get 0110 because there is no end around carry. So the answer is going to be minus of 6 in the decimal number system. The next topic that we take is basically the logic gates. So what are logic gates in general? They are the basic building block of any digital circuit that perform logical operations involving one or more binary inputs to produce a single binary output. So the input may be one or more, but the output will have only single binary output. So they are going to do the logical operations. So the classification, if we do, the basic gates are basically AND, OR and NOT. So three important basic gates. Universal gate, if we do the classification, that is NAND and NOR, and some special purpose gates are also there. So to XOR and XNOR. So total we have 3 plus 2 plus 2. So total 7 gates what we have in logic gates. Now why the name universal gates is given to NAND and NOR? The reason basically is that these two gates are universal because any Boolean function can be implemented using only NAND gate or only NOR gate. So using this NAND or NOR gate, you can do any Boolean function. That is the reason this gate name is given as universal gate. Problem number 19, what we have on the AND gate, we'll see the operation. So AND gate is the fundamental gate which produce the output 1 only when all inputs are 1. So when you will have the input 1 1, then only you will get 1, otherwise it will have 0. So the Boolean expression that we have is a dot b or y is equal to ab. Any fashion we can write it. That is for AND gate. So here you have two inputs a b, and this is the symbol of the AND gate logic gate. We get one output. This input may be more than 2 also, but here we have taken 2 input for the better understanding. So here we can see the truth table. So AB can have these possibilities 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1. What is the AND gate saying? AND gate saying is that it will produce the output 1 only when all the inputs are 1. So only one case is there where all the input is 1, and other all cases we have either one of the input is not 1. So we can say that the last one will have 1, other all output will have 0. So the AND operation of A and B is resulting in 1 only when all the inputs are 1. So this application, if you see, it enable or disable the circuit. It is using masking operation and multiplication in any arithmetic circuit. The second fundamental gate is basically the OR gate. OR gate produce the output 1 when any input is 1. So one of the input we require to be 1 will get the output to be 1. So it is y is equal to a plus b, which is the Boolean operation. So for again possibilities of a and b we are taking, and we are finding the output which is a plus b, and here one of the input we require to be 1. So anywhere where 1 is there, at least one input will get the 1 1. So all possibilities will get 1 except the first one where 1 doesn't appear, so it will have 0. So we have two inputs a and b, and this is the representation of OR gate. We get the output as y. We can have multiple inputs also here. So multiple input selection may be the application. Addition can be done in arithmetic circuit, and alarm systems where we use the OR gate. The third basic gate is basically the NOT gate. So this is the inverter, which is the inversion principle. Here we have NOT gate will invert the input signal. So the signal will be only 1, and y is equal to a bar, we can say, or basically a prime. So this is basically the Boolean operation. So here we have only one input a, and we are getting one output y. This is the symbol of the NOT gate. So if we have 1, it will become, if we have 0, it will become 1, and if we have 1, it will become 0 for the NOT gate. So this is nothing but the inverter or inversion principle. So here we have the single input gate, also called inverter, and double inversion if we do, we get the exactly the same value what we have. So double inversion of the number gives the number itself. Now we have the universal gate, that is the NAND gate. So NAND gate is nothing but it is a summation of NOT and AND. So we can say this is the inverted AND gate. Here the output is 0 only when all the inputs are 1. So the Boolean operation that we have, y is equal to a dot b and then bar. So if you can see here, what is happening here, this is basically the AND operation and then the NOT operation. So first what we are doing is the AND operation, and then we are doing the NOT operation. So this is what we have, the NAND gate. So here we have taken two inputs a and b. If you see here the symbol of NAND, which is similar to the AND only, but one small circle is given here. This is the NOT symbol. So we are getting the output as y. So these four possibilities of a and b we are taking in the truth table, and then we are finding what is the output of, first we are doing the AND operation and then the NOT operation. So this is the output that we are getting. So universal gate, this is because it can implement the NOT connecting the inputs together, or it can we can have the operation AND, which is NAND plus NOT, or NOT input plus NAND. So using this universal gate, you can do multiple operation or basic AND or. Second universal gate is basically the NOR gate. With NOR gate, if you see it in terms of circuit where we have the two input a and b, so first operation that we get is basically the OR, and then we get the second operation, which is basically the NOT. So this is a summation of the NOT and OR. So inverted OR we can say. So here the output is 1 only when all the inputs are 0. And if we do the Boolean operation, we first do the OR operation and then we do the NOT operation. So these possibilities that we can have for the 2-bit a and b, and the output that we get is from the Boolean expression a plus b and then bar. So this is for the NOR. So this universal gate can implement NOT, which is connecting input together, or which is summation of NOR and NOT, and NOT input plus NOR. So universal gate again can have the function which can operate as any other basic operation of the gate. Now some special gate, which is the XOR gate. So XOR output will be 1 when inputs are different. So you can see the symbol for the XOR gate. We have two inputs a and b. So here if you see the Boolean operation of a and b, a special symbol is given for the XOR, which is O plus. This is equivalent to a b bar plus a bar b. So we are doing First, the AND operation. So here we are inverting the B and then doing the AND operation with A. We are inverting the A and then doing the NOT operation, AND operation for B. So two inputs A and B we are giving, and this is a symbol, and then we are getting Y. So all the possible inputs we have taken, and the XOR operation that we are doing, we are getting this output. So here if you see 0 0, so XOR output will be 1 only when the inputs are different. So either one of the input has to be different. So 0 1, both the inputs are different, so we are getting the output 1. 1 0, out input is different, so we are getting 1. Here also both are same, here also both are same, so we are not getting any output, and it is equal to 0. So this is basically used in various application like adder circuit, parity checkers, comparators, encryption circuits. So these are basically the digital circuits where we use the XOR gate. The next one is basically the exclusive NOR. So this is again special type of gate where the output is 1 when inputs are same. So if you see the previous one, it has to be different, but now it is same. So these are the two possibilities, 0 0 and 1 1, where you will get 1, and all other cases you will have 0. So here we have A XOR B, and then we have the NOT operation. So that is the exclusive NOR operation. So this is the complete form. So here we have two inputs A and B, and we getting the output Y. So here if you see, compared to the previous one NOR operation is being added. These applications are used in equality detector, parity generators, coincidence detector, and controlled inverter. So these 7 type of logic gates we have seen, and these gates are basically useful in many digital circuits.